Welcome to another gorgeous day on planet Earth and another day of Dose of Did You Know, where intriguing, inspiring, unique individuals come to talk about love and life and how it has plopped them to where they sit today. I am your host, Danny Rocco, and with me is Johnny Cole Murdock. Is that like your real name? Because that is kind
That's
of a
my mom gave me a good name. She did that good for me. So
Dude, yeah, I've had a couple people yesterday. I had like Melissa Quinn Fox. It was just kind of like that is a cool name too, I think. But some names are more badass than others. And you got one, so yay, mom!
yay,
Yay,
mom.
mom!
Yeah.
Hey, that's what we got. But before we get going here, tell the world a little bit about who Johnny Cole Murdock is.
Well, my real name is Johnny Cole Murdock. We already went over that. I'm from Texas. That's where I was born and raised. I was in the Air Force for 6 years. I was a missile maintainer stationed up in Minot Air Force Base in North Dakota. That's like a kind of crazy job nobody really knows about. It's like a small career field. Did that, and I decided that I wanted to pursue my education, so I ended up getting out and applying to a bunch of different colleges. Ended up going to Hillsdale College for a little bit. That's where I met my wife, Corinne Murdock, now. And we started going there. She ended up graduating. I still had some years to go, and I decided I wanted to pursue music, so I came down to Nashville, came down here, started going to Belmont, learned a lot of good stuff about the music industry, and then I decided it's like, all right, school's good, and I learned what I needed to, so I ended up dropping out of school altogether just to pursue music fully, and kind of here where I am now.
Hey, I'm all that. I was going to college, and my dad said to me, this was like 18, and he's like, "Do you want to come and be part of the family business?" And I'm like, "All right." So I was taking these courses, and I'm like, "Why?" I didn't have a GI Bill or anything. I'm not that cool, but I'm like, "Why am I going to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to get a piece of paper that is going to give me exactly what I'm doing in my family business?" Did not make sense. And so I stopped and just ran a company for 24 years.
There you go. It's unnecessary. I mean, we have libraries with like plethora of books that people write about things you could learn if you take the time.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm like, there are some things you actually need a degree for, right? Like to get in that field, that's what you need. But if that's not your field, then you got to do what's right for you. But how did you end up in the career in the Air Force? Was it one of those that you just plopped in? Because you said it's kind of like a small, what is it anyways? What did you do?
It's 2MO-X1, so it's like Missile and Space Systems Electronic Maintenance. So for one, it sounds cooler than it is.
Oh.
But I did that job, ended up signing up for it just so I could like get something to ship out. And it, it's a really good job, but it wasn't for me because I actually wanted to travel and see things and I wanted to see the world. And I mean, it is a very important job. One of the most important missions because like nuclear deterrence, that's what it's about, is something that's not necessarily like seen every day by the average person.
Not seeing the world. Sorry. You kind of got a booger on that one.
Yeah. Like North Dakota is cool, the 3 months of summer, but the 9 months of winter, a little too much.
And that's like in New Hampshire, you get 3 months of like decent weather, not even. You get like July, August, September, 3 months, and the rest sucks. It's awful. It's cold and miserable and whatever. So now you're here. I gotta say, Hillsdale College, love them. I get their pamphlet. They send like out
premise.
It's like it's almost like a little educational, like little.
I know what you're talking about. Then Primus, that's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Is that what it's called? I get there, and I've never actually known someone that's gone there. I think
it's a great school. My wife graduated from there. It's an amazing education, and being that I went to school in North Dakota, then also went to like Belmont, which is like a private Christian school, and seeing a lot of things like that. Their education there is like literally, it's the best. I mean, it's helped me be a better educated citizen and understand history a lot better than I would have anywhere else.
Yeah. I love that. Did you always have, I love that you talk about your faith because a lot of people don't talk about their faith. They actually are scared to. I was having this conversation with my brother the last time I was in Arizona, and I told him, because I've had a lot of these like on your heart moments lately, like just you feel God talking to you and they're not really comfortable, the outcome of it. Like you gotta like, I'm like, I don't really want to do it, but you're forced to make this move. And I said to my brother, it's really on my heart more to speak out about my faith. And I'll talk about it like on the show or whatnot and post things. But I'm like, no, it's like really on my heart. And he's like, Danielle, I'm terrified to talk about it because I'm scared, like if it'll affect him negatively. And I'm like, ooh, my brother's so faith driven in his life. I never would have thought that that was like a conscious thought of his. I mean, did you ever think that way? You talk about it and you go to Christian colleges and schools. Like, tell me about that. If you get pushback.
I mean, my faith is everything to me. Like every like connections or like any like important people I've met in my life, God put them there. I mean, everything that I have, God's blessed me with. And I do understand why your brother's afraid to talk about his faith is because like when you start talking about your faith, I mean, it has connotations of things that you believe to be true. And if you believe some things to be true, then also connotates that some things are not true. And you make a stand. And a lot of people don't want to do that because it kind of calls people out. Even, for instance, I think on like a simpler level, something that you can relate on is like fitness. You like fitness a lot and doing fitness things. Anytime you're around your friends that you have and you start talking about your fitness, or maybe not even talk about your fitness, just the fact you're in shape and they're not, those people start making excuses for why they're not doing things, even though you didn't ask them to. You didn't like say that, hey, fatty, you need to start going to the gym. You're going to have a heart attack. You don't bring none of that up, but they start bringing it up themselves. And I think the same way on a bigger level is when you start talking about faith, you start living these things that kind of calls to light the things that they're not doing right in their life. So I kind of think that people are scared.
And it kind of like Travis, who we met at the Bold Patriot, the Freedom Tour. That's where Johnny and I met. That was a great fun night. That was actually all faith-based too. The whole Freedom Tour is basically faith-based. But Travis and I made this commitment. We both have this like moral standing. Travis is from Oscar Mike Radio for people who don't know him, but of that, like keeping each other online. Because it's very easy to get like, and I would think in the music world too, to get maybe sidetracked with like glitz and glamour or opportunity, but it really doesn't align with you morally, and you having to make a stand and be like, no, I'm sorry. And so he's like my got your six, is that right? Whatever, like
yeah, got your six.
Both on our track of that. But you've got to come up with that in your world. I would think in the entertaining world, and especially as you're trying to grow,
I mean, definitely. I mean, those things are everywhere. I mean, like if you sometimes like choosing God or like trying to like live by your moral principles is going to close some doors. It's just how it is. I mean, I just feel like everywhere you go, I mean, there's going to be temptations, like even like in places you think that are good, like sometimes you found out like, oh wait, these people aren't that good. It's just putting on a show or whatever it might be.
Right.
But I've been blessed to. I do like a Wednesday morning Bible study with a bunch of successful people in the music industry, and like some of those people are like, yeah, like having fame and success or having number 1 hits or songs that I've written, like it doesn't make life easier. Maybe you have more money, but it doesn't change life. You still have to make choices and do good things, bad things. So.
And I always say those doors that are shut because that you're walking in your truth are actually the doors that you don't really want to go through. Like it might give you self-gratification or fulfillment in that moment, but long term, it's going to be so much darker and worse than if you just didn't walk through the threshold.
Oh, I agree. Definitely. Like I'm blessed that God just closed some doors in my life.
Yeah, it's like, thank you for that. And even being thankful for when you walk through and he's there to pull you back out, it's like, yeah. Good reminder. Yeah. Did you meet Tony Turner that night at Bold Patriot? Maybe you guys knew each other.
I did meet Tony Turner. He's awesome.
Yeah, he's going to be on later tonight on Devoted to a Soldier, and he's out there saying hey. So I wanted to give him a little shout out. But you've got some exciting things coming up. You've got, you've been in the studio. Tell me about what people can, watch and that you have a surprise that you have maybe coming up, or a song that you have coming out.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I had this song called "Girl, Let's Go Dancing" that I wrote, and it's already been like mixed and mastered, just waiting for it to released on Spotify. It should be out maybe this evening or tomorrow, so I'm super excited for that. The first song I officially released as a music artist, country singer, so I'm super excited because I actually recorded everything in this studio here that I built myself. I produced it. I didn't mix and master it, but I'm super happy to put something out there into the world that I think is positive and people can enjoy and really dig. So,
did you like write it all, or did you like have someone do the music or someone do the lyrics? Or tell me about that.
I wrote everything.
Like, I wrote. Answer this too. I'm like, how do you make your creations? I'm so curious.
Well, basically, like I wrote everything. Even like I didn't necessarily write sheet music out for it, but like even when it came down to like playing some of the steel guitar parts on it, like I played it on the guitar and had the steel player play it for the song, or like I would sing it like on some of these other songs to have the melody I want for that instrument. So
that's
I mean, I let my drummer do what he wants, but sometimes like I feel like with a song, like if it has a certain feel, there's only so much percussion kind of things you can do with the drum kit. To add to the song.
That's cool. So it's like a little, like it's yours, right? I'm going to call it your baby because that's how I would see it. But then you are humble enough to have input from those that you trust in your world.
Absolutely. I mean, got to.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't wait to hear this just for the fact that, oh my God. So you can call me crazy or whatnot, but I believe that everything is like energetically connected. So if you allow, like when you listen to something that comes from a pure place, man, you're receiving that purity, as opposed to when you listen to something that you don't really align with someone morally, and you allow that into your life, you're taking in that, and it does subconsciously create actions and ripple effects in your actions and your behaviors, and you don't even know it until you look back years later and you're like, oh my God, my behavior is exactly that way, or I'm treating people exactly that way. So that was my long spiel of how excited I am to hear your song when it comes out on Spotify tonight or tomorrow, which is so cool. I didn't even know that coming into today. That was a little surprise.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So you're new to the Nashville area. Mm-hmm. You're right outside of it. What is it like? Like thinking of all your life experience, the ups, the downs, all of that, plopping yourself. That's a courageous move, to be like, I'm going to come here. What has it been like? Or have you learned anything or advice?
I've learned a lot. It's kind of been a funky thing because I didn't come to I came to Nashville when everything was healthy and functioning properly, January 1st, 2020, right before coronavirus hit. So I was there for a couple months, going to school, getting acclimated. Then halfway through the semester, like right before spring break hit, it's like, okay, everything's locked down, shut down, don't come back, and all this crazy stuff. So it was kind of a crazy time because my wife was looking for a job. Mm-hmm. And trying to get everything rolling. She's like working at a coffee shop, then ended up working at a hardware store, and then finally got a really good job as a journalist. And so it's been pretty crazy. But one of the biggest things that I've learned about the music industry is that it's all about the song. Like a really good song can take somebody somewhere. Like even like a really good song that's maybe has like a lower production value and doesn't have much as money thrown into it, can go really far. It's really good song can really connect with people.
Yeah. I like that. I've never heard that before. But I can totally see that. It's like a good book or a poem or just words. Words have so much power. So as I'm like talking this out loud from what you're saying and kind of letting it, like you're seeing my mind work a little bit, that makes complete sense. Because do have so much power and depth.
Words have a lot of meaning. Music's formative, you know, like especially like what we say and sing, and you know, value.
Yeah. So true. So before we run out of time and I let you go and ask you my last question, can you play us a little something from all the way out there in Tennessee?
Yeah, will do. Make sure this thing. All right, I'm good. So I'm playing my "Girl Let's Go Dancing" song.
Okay.
Single I'll be releasing. So pull this track.
Oh, it's so cool because we're gonna hear it live and then we'll hear it all put together.
Yep, y'all get to hear it before it's released. So. Girl, let's go dancing. I wanna twirl you round and round. See your smile as your feet hit the floor. Girl, let's go dancing. If forget about the world, nothing even matters. Love you and me right now, with your arms around me, and your beautiful smile. Girl, let's go dancing. Yeah, I wanna twirl you round and round. Girl, let's go dancing. Put your best dress on, the one you love so much. Girl, it shall turn me on. Maybe a little later on I can kiss your softly. Look into your blue eyes, baby, until then, girl, let's go dancing. If forget about the world, nothing even matters. But you and me right now, with your arms around me, and your beautiful smile. Girl, let's go dancing. Yeah, I wanna twirl you round and round. Girl, let's go dancing. And forget about the world, nothing even matters. But you and me right now, with your arms around me, and your beautiful smile. Girl, let's go dancing. I wanna twirl you round and round. Ooh, baby, you're doing something to me when I kiss you softly.
I love it. You know what
Thank
it made me feel? That there is some like really special connection that I always feel when I dance with someone. Like I just won't dance with a stranger kind of thing. I always dance with someone that's like close to my heart, whether it's like my friend or my husband. And just like you said, words and music. And so I love that it's like words and music and
Dancing.
that physical kind of connection. That's, yeah. It brought back a lot of times it brought back memories of a lot of like really fun moments, like I was dancing with my husband, or or even like when Travis and I, every time we do an event that's a music event, I always make him dance with me, and it's like it's like a fun thing that we do. That's what that song like made me feel. What I gotta ask before I ask you the last question is, what was the inspiration behind writing that? Was it a moment, or did it just kind of flow out?
It just kind of happened. I think like I wrote it when I was in the Air Force, so it's like probably around like 2016 or 15-ish time frame. And there's like this one honky tonk bar. It's really a dive bar, but they actually have a dance floor, so I like to go there because they have like live bands. And I think it was after I got done like that night, like dancing with some friends and stuff. So it's like, all right, just came out. So
yeah, it was like that happy, or that whatever
yeah.
That was making me feel and everybody else out there feel. That's what was inside you. That
yeah, it's always fun. Like, I mean, honestly, like since I wrote it, I honestly don't think too much about the lyrics, but like literally sometimes when you're out there dancing, you really do forget about the world. You're not thinking about all your problems, all the like, like, oh, maybe my boss is a jerk, I got to go see him one day. You're just like, okay, just you and I and this hardwood floor, and just not thinking about nothing but good stuff.
Exactly. Like makes you live in the present, like in the moment, right then and there. Totally. All right. Well, Johnny Cole Murdock, before I let you go, I ask that you answer this question with the first thing that comes in your mind. You don't have to explain it. Just plop it right out there. In this moment right now, what does love mean to you?
Well, I mean, I think of 1 Corinthians, like love is patient, love is kind, love does not envy, just all that kind of stuff. I mean, that's what love means to me. Love is more than just like a high moment. Love is like, when things are difficult, it's like an action. It's like, all right, I'm still going to be there. We're going to work through this, instead of just like relying on happy feelings all the time, I guess.
Yeah.
But that you should be happy too. But I think there's a lot of other things come down to it.
Yeah. That's good. That hit home. That hit, as Travis says from Oscar McReady, that hit the feels. He's always like, that hit the feels.
The feels.
The feels. That's what he said. I'm like, it's your heart, Travis. It's your heart, because you do have love inside of it. But so that's it. Oh, Johnny, thank you so much for sharing who you are, what has made you the person and the man that you are today. You are an inspiration. I love that you just like stand strong in your morals. You live it every day. You're creating just touching great music out there for the world. So keep being exactly you every day. Oh,
thank you so much.
You are so welcome. And to
thank you for having me on this.
Thank you for saying yes, because you could have said no. You'd be like, that's a crazy girl out there. I don't know if I'm up for that. But hopefully I'll see you the next time that I'm in Nashville. Maybe since you're just a pop over, the 19th, the VFW swearing in of Andrew Farr for the chaplain that you met, Brian Walker, the new commander. So maybe I'll see you then. I'll send you the details. I'll send you the deets on it. But I do know it's Saturday from 9 to 11. I just don't know the location off the top of my head.
AM or PM?
AM, morning.
Okay, cool. That's what I figured. I'll try to go to that. I don't think I have anything going on the 19th. I have to check.
That'll be great. Great people, and just I think right up your alley. So we'll keep that going. And to everybody else out there, remember as always, love hard, love pure, and love proactive. Until next time, take care. Bye-bye.